Good morning. Welcome to Engine Talk. I'm Red.
And I'm Jay Willie.
And today we're going to be talking about friendship behind the smoke and the sirens. Friendship is really important to both of us. When we discussed talking about friendship, it was something that just flowed really easily because it's something that is near and dear to both of us. Did you ever think a year and a half after we met that we'd be sitting on a fire truck doing a podcast,
drinking this coffee, which is like gas?
Brand. Drinking coffee out of serial killer mugs.
Shit, it's gas though. Shit, gas. It's a good birthday present. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
Aw, that's so thoughtful of them.
Mm-hmm.
So during your time in the fire department, I'm sure you had a bunch of different people that of different personalities, different upbringings, different cultures, but I'm sure you had a lot of friends. Do you still have people that you are close to that you still talk to or meet up with and kind of like catch up?
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it is tough because you have so many different people that, you may be stationed together for a year and then this person gets a promotion and they switch stations, or, you have kids. So you're every Thirsty Thursday that you go out, you kind of can't do that anymore because of, there's different lifestyles. But I have probably two or three people that actually, going back to the academy, I actually went to the academy with, and to this day, I still talk to on a regular basis. And actually, one of the guys, I'm the godfather to his kids. So that's pretty gnar.
That is pretty gnar.
Yeah, that's gnar.
So knowing you as well as I do, the people that you have around you, you keep a pretty small circle. And I'm sure that they accept you just for who you are.
Absolutely.
We'll say kid-free Jay Willie.
Because there's a difference. I mean, there's dad Jay Willie, going to volleyball practice, gymnastics, to the park. And then kid-free Jay Willie's a little reckless.
A little reckless.
A little, just a smidge.
A little reckless. So what are some of your friends that maybe you would trust with your life, but not necessarily a weekend with kid-free Jays?
Honestly, like I would say all of my friends, which I can literally count them on one hand, I would trust them with my life. But I don't think there's any specific person that I'm friends with that I wouldn't trust with a weekend. I think if we were to get them all together, I think they would unanimously say that like they don't trust me for the weekend. So like Kid Free Jay Willie, I'm very spontaneous, and I've left them in critical condition several times. So I feel like, it's not that I don't trust them with the weekend. It's more so I don't trust myself, especially with some of those guys. I have some friends in Madeira Beach or whatever, and we get together maybe once a year, but I feel like you go so long without seeing them in person and talking and catching up to where, as we get older, it's like, hey, we're going to get together at 1, 2 o'clock. We're going to have an early day, have a couple drinks, grab some lunch, and we're just, catch up, keep it simple. 12 hours later, you're black out like the Hangover, trying to find out where my buddy's at. And he's throwing up in the back alley. Some homeless guy's rubbing his back. Not sure what's going on there, but it's just like, wow, like shit escalates so quick. And it's like, how, we go in with the best intentions. And I'm not sure back when you drank, your girlfriend's, hey, we're going to go out, have a couple drinks, just have a nice, easy night. And then you blink 3 times and you're like, what the hell? You're in the back
how did I get home?
You're in the back of the Uber and it's just the room's spinning. And it's like, how did we get here?
Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by one of Jay Willie's drinking weekends. You may qualify for compensation.
Well, I'm telling you. But the biggest thing is we go out and we get rowdy like that. Like none of my friends drive home. We'll always get an Uber. Got to be responsible with that. Mm-hmm. I will say that.
Or if you're good, you're always the one to be like, I got to go pick up so-and-so. I'm not going to drop any name. I got to go pick up so-and-so.
It's a rescue mission. It's a rescue mission.
That happened last weekend too, didn't it?
That was ops. That was an ops mission. Like that was covert. Like I had to get in and get out.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah. I had to get in and get out. Black ops. Yeah, no lie. I go out with some people and they're like, "Oh, that's my friend. That's my friend. That's my friend." And I'm like, "God damn! Like, how many friends? Like, what is an adequate number of friends? You know what I mean?" Mm-hmm. And to me, a friend is someone. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm broke down on the side of the road or whatever, I can call I would say I have maybe 5 or 6 friends, and those friends, no matter what it is that I need, like I can call them and I know that they would be there for me. And with that being said, it's those same friends are where if someone's talking trash in the bathroom behind my back, not only are they going to set the record straight, they're going to let me know about it. That way I'm not going in blind and thinking this guy is an acquaintance who I'm cool with, not necessarily a friend. I'm cool with him, but behind my back, he's talking that yah. So it's just, that's why I prefer to keep it small. Life's easier that way.
And it's a small town. People talk.
It's a small town, but it's a small big town. And
It's
being born and raised here, it's like, some people, it's almost like a reality TV show to where, not saying I have anything great going on, but it's like everyone wants to be in everyone's business.
Oh,
and it's almost like they want to do that to cloud like what they have going on in their own reality.
Yeah. That happened to us even recently. I straight up called you and I was like, hey, so
and what did I tell you?
This.
And I told you, I said, you should have called me right in front of that person and I would have set the record straight right then. Like I'm just a straight shooter. From the hip. From the hip.
So I used to be the type of person where I'm a friendly person. Like, I make friends easily, but it used to be something that I would give away too easily to where it's like, oh, these people are cool. These people are my friends. And then I had to learn the hard way, even up to being 30 years old, that I'm like, oh, not everyone is your friend. So now it's something that I keep really sacred. So like between you and a couple other people, when I would say like true friendship, like I know I could call you at 3 a.m. if I needed something.
So what you're saying is like you keep your friendship like under like a chastity belt.
Yeah. You can't just give that shit away to anybody.
Right. Okay. It's under lock and key. I get it. So most guys try to work for but they got to work for the friendship.
They got to work for the friendship.
I get
you have
it.
to like show me that you're like a good person, because I've kind of been burnt here and there, and it got me into some very not good situations. And so now it's something where, yeah, I'll go to the bar, play darts with people. They're my friends, but they're not people that I would like bring around my children or like, call at 3 a.m. Hey, I need you. Like,
well, see, the crazy thing is, and I've never understood this, but I mean, it just kind of is what it is. But like, I can go to a bar, sit there by myself, and not one person to come up and talk to me. Maybe an old man or so, because like he has a bitchin' mustache too. So we kind of have something in common. He's like, hey, I like your mustache, whatever. But ultimately, I can go there and not one girl will come up and talk to me. Whereas you ladies, if you say hi to a guy, the nostrils are flaring and he's ready, like, oh, well, she likes me. Like, she wants to go home with me just by saying hi. And that's like, and that's why
you don't even have to say hi. They just automatically assume you're going to go home with them.
Well, see, and that's why I hate going to Hooters and places like that, because it's like, look, you're going to get, as long as I have drinks and the food's good, the service is good, you're going to get the same tip. You don't have to use a fake voice. You don't have to flirt with me. Like, because we all know they don't make Hooters like they used to. Back in the day, back in the early 2000s, Hooters was the spot. Now it's just kind of falling off.
Ooh.
Yeah, OnlyFans has ruined it. They don't no longer. Why am I going to serve when I have this OnlyFans? Like, it's ridiculous.
From Hooters to honkers.
Yeah. Well, the honkers are out of Hooters now. There's no.
It's all ass.
Which isn't a bad thing, but
it just switched.
Yeah.
I even had a situation yesterday where a guy messaged me, and he goes, he like replied to one of my selfies. I don't even know this man. I don't know where he's from. Nothing. So I posted a selfie, and I think I like tagged where I was at after the fact, like, and he goes, if I was there, I would have taken you home last night. And I'm like, you're really confident that you would have taken me home.
But like, maybe he thought you were drinking, and he was just like, man, like, I would have been a good stand-up Christian guy, and I would have taken you home if you needed a ride and saved the money on the Uber.
Maybe I just misunderstood.
I think you read it.
Us women, we're always
jumping to conclusions. That shit happened to me. I'm literally at Langster's. This girl walks out, and she wasn't a bad-looking girl, but she wasn't in my windmill of like what I like. She came out, nice outfit on, had some heels on, and there was toilet paper on the bottom of her heel. It was probably about this long. So she's walking by, whatever, and I said, hey, miss. And she goes, ooh, I have a boyfriend. I said, oh, God. I said, well, first off, I was going to do you a solid and let you know you're dragging toilet paper on your heel, but you can go, you know what, like, go. And she's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And I said a couple other things, but I'm just like, God, I'm trying to do a solid. And she looked at me like I was a peasant. She was like, ooh, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, is there something on my face? Like, damn, like, ooh, like, it was like, yeah.
I've never been that type. Like, a guy can come up to me, and unless he's off the bat disrespectful, like, I'll let him spit some game. I'm not going to just completely blow his confidence and be like, ew. I will let him.
So now the guys know you can. Hey. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But I will say,
like the chastity belt. It works the same way.
I will say I've been at the gym since we started doing these episodes. I've been at the gym, and I would say there's 3 girls, and they're like, I don't know who that red is, but she can get it. These 3 girls, swear, 3 girls, and there's been a couple guys. They're like, hey, what's up with red? What's up with red? I'm like, red, like, what are you talking about? Like on your podcasting or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, she's cool as shit. And the one girl's like, she can get it. I'm like, shoot your shot. Now they know you're whether it's a girl or a guy, you'll entertain it if they're not off the beaten path too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you're walking straight down that path and then you kind of start to falter a little bit to the right, that's okay because you've introduced the introduction's solid. You got to have a solid introduction. Then you can kind of get a little wishy-washy. All right, cool.
Okay. Yeah. I'll talk.
There we
I'll
go.
Converse.
There we go.
I'll have a little drinky drink.
Converse.
A little club soda and lime, Diet Coke and lime.
Heavy on the line?
Heavy on the line.
Got to. Zesty as fuck.
I know one thing. When you go to a bar, you don't like the bar unless they give you your J. Willie special, which is the little styrofoam
I got to
go cup.
But it's classy because I like for me, it's like drinking out of styrofoam like that. No one knows what I'm drinking. Like they have no idea. It's like you drinking tea or something. Or like for me, I like being incognito. So it's like you don't know, is it Kool-Aid? Is it Sprite? Is it juice? And that's why they're looking like, hey, what are you drinking? I'm like, dude, get out of my cup. Like, I smell it from over here. Get out of my cup. Like, what does it matter what I'm drinking?
Listen, you can smell that cup from 10 feet away. So
it's holy juice. It's holy juice.
You came to my house on Christmas.
Yikes. Yeah.
Straight from the bar. And I'm standing next to you and you're holding your little styrofoam cup. You walk in and I'm like, I know it's in that cup.
I told you, I said, listen, do you want, like, do I need to be like James or, because Jay Willie's out right now. So there's no, oh, and I had like 3 bowls of chili too or something, didn't I?
I told him to come as you are.
Yeah.
I take Jay Willie for who he is in any form that he presents himself to me. So, but yes, you came over on Christmas. I made some chili.
I ran
a train at the bar, and I'm like, oh, he's not spending Christmas at a bar. You're coming to the house.
I ran a train on like 3 bowls.
I made a mild chili and a hot chili. Jay went straight for the hot chili.
Smoked it.
And had it in a little styrofoam cup. I think the styrofoam cup is like what keeps you grounded. It keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Because like people drink wine out of a fancy glass or champagne.
And I'll never be that. I'm telling you, if I was a millionaire, I would still have my backwoods antics. Like I would still do the same type of stuff because that's kind of how I am. And I don't feel like money changed. Like just because you get money, oh, well, I'm not doing. I'll still eat off paper plates because why not? Like that's smart to me.
Yeah.
Especially with the girls. I make their little dino nuggets and fries, paper plates, double stack them up. There ain't no.
You know I had to double it.
I like that Dixie brand.
Yeah, don't get that Dollar Tree shit because it ain't the business.
In regards to your friends, I'm sure that the people that hang with you also have a spontaneous side. Maybe getting into some wild stuff with you.
Like I would agree with that. I mean, and I think as firefighters, I think we have this stereotype that we're wild, obnoxious, and cops have a certain stereotype, and then firefighters, we're the partiers, we do this and that. I just feel like we like to have a good time and we live life, I guess on the edge somewhat. But speaking of spontaneous, like, have you done anything spontaneous lately?
Yeah. Speaking of friendship, also, my best friend recently passed away about a month and a half ago or so. And so I wanted to get a tattoo for her. So I last week went and got the tattoo, and he had another appointment, but they hadn't shown up yet. And he's like, I have another like 20 minutes or so that I can, do just a little quick tattoo. You want something else? And I was like, you know what?
Fire. Gas.
Like a while back, I had mentioned something about I was like, man, it would just be so convenient if I just had like a mustache, like tattoo, like, and you're like, nah, you wouldn't do that. I'm like, bet I would. And here I am.
Sober too. Like this sober. Like, yeah, it's fire me out.
That wasn't a drunk tattoo. That was a life decision.
If you were a real woman, you would get a tattooed right here.
That's crazy.
If you were real, you would have got it. That's a thing like a Frito Bambino, like a 12-year-old boy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like what the hell?
So the other day I picked my son up from school And I'm like, what is on your face? Because he's at that age where he's getting a little bit of scruff.
Oh, DJ Gage?
But he had pen all over the top of his lip. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I fell asleep at my desk and my friends drew a mustache with a pen across my mouth. And I was like, oh. And then I was trying to get a video of it to send to you.
Right.
I was like, look at this boy's mustache. And he wouldn't let me.
At least they didn't draw something else on his face. Because usually you fall asleep around my friends and you're not getting no mustache on your lip.
Kids are soft nowadays.
They're soft, boy.
Because everyone got on their face.
A big veiny one. Like right across the forehead, just like lolloped over. Like
with a Sharpie, not a pen.
Oh, absolutely.
You ain't getting shit ain't
well, thank God for me. Like you couldn't really see it. You know what I mean? Because I'm just it's chocolate. So I mean, they really got to get it in there. You know, they got to get it in.
So that's my story, and that's not even like as wild as some stories that I have.
But it's a lifelong story, though.
It is a lifelong story. That's friendship right there.
Hell yeah, brother.
I know that you probably have some wild stories. Like, what's your most like legendary last minute decision, but ended up being like a lifelong memory story?
I'm not proud of it, but like in the moment, it just seemed like a good idea, you know, because I'm just all for like when people are nervous, I like to lighten the mood, and it's kind of like, let's make people feel relaxed. So my buddy, I'm not going to throw his name out there, he was going to get married. Well, I met him through an ex of mine. So we weren't best friends like his other groomsmen, but we were pretty close. So he says, hey, you know, my groomsman, you know, he's out, he's sick. I need another person to fill in. Like, would you do me the honor and fill in? And I'm like, man, like, are you sure? Like, you know, like at first it was like, it's all white guys. I'm like, are you doing this because like you got to have one? Like, you know, like for wedding pictures, it's like, do you have to have that one token? Like, do you have to? I'm like, because I'm not even real. You know what I mean? Like,
adding some contrast in the
yeah, I'm like, I'm not even real. But he's like, no, James. He's like, I'd be honored if you were in my wedding. So I'm like, all right, cool. So how I always get singled out, I don't know. So we go there. His wife, I think I can say her name, Erica. She was like, hey, James, we're going to have a little sit down before all this goes through, lay the ground rules out there and everything else. And I'm like, dang, I'm being scolded like a kid already. Right off the bat. But yeah, I'm not even that bad guy. I'm just a chill guy.
Just a chill guy.
So we get there, get to get our tuxedos and everything. They were getting married at the beach. So they had little cottages over at the beach. The guys kind of had one. The girls were over in the other one getting ready. So the night before we had dinner and she said, hey, listen, number one thing, no alcohol until we say I do. No shots, no nothing. No alcohol for you guys until the wedding is I do, we're done. I didn't agree to it. I heard her, but I didn't say, hey, you have my word. Because if I would have said like you have my word, like that's bond. Like I would have to like not do it. So we're in there. My friend's nervous as hell. And he's like, James, like, dude, like, am I making the right choice? I'm like, bro, like, I can't tell you that. Like, this is too, like, you're here. Like, you're here now.
You should have made this decision.
Which it wasn't that. He was just very nervous. And he's like, man, I just need a drink. I need a drink. I'm like, well, Erica said that we can't drink or whatever. And he said, but like, really? Like, if we just had like one beer or so, like, is it really going to hurt? He goes, we got some beers in the cooler left over from last night. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe if we just shotgun a beer, like just one beer to shotgun it.
Take the edge off.
Take the edge off a little. So we're in there. There's 4 of us. We go to shotgun a beer. We got our stuff on, and Jim was like, man, he's like, we can't. I don't want to get beer all on my stuff or whatever. I said, man, let me put my thinking cap on. I said, I'll be right back. And he's like, where are you going? I said, I'll be right back. So my dumbass, I walk out, and it's all these little cottages, and there's like a little sitting area around to the back. So I'm walking around. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I know that when I see it, like I'll know. So I'll walk around to the back, and there's AC units or whatever, and I guess they had done some piping, some pipe work or whatever, because I found this like 6-foot piece of PVC pipe. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, this is perfect diameter for the bottle to go into. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna take this thing back to the room. Instead of shotgunning beers, we'll just chug the beers out of this PVC pipe. It sounded like a good idea. So me, like in the moment, I wiped the mouth part off because I'm like, hey, I don't want to put this dirty pipe in my mouth, like, you know.
And I don't want to put a dirty pipe in your mouth.
Never again. So I tap it, try to get the dirt off the rest of it. So I go inside. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, dude, what are we gonna do with that? I was like, we're gonna shotgun those beers out of this thing. And they're like, oh my god, like, dude, we can't do that. And they're like, you go first. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, I did get the pipe, so I'll go first. So I'm kneeling down and I'm trying to hold this pipe, but they're not tall enough. So they bring a chair over, they stand on the chair, and I'm telling you, right mid pour, her dad walks in. And he goes, "What the hell are y'all doing?" He's like, I said, "Man, we're just trying to knock the edge off. We're just trying to knock the edge off for him. That way everything goes smooth." And he goes,
out of a PVC pipe.
so he goes, "I got next." So I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, I'm like, run it. They dumped that down, and this idiot dumps it down the tube. All the sand that's inside there, I guess that has the water flowing through it, it's sand. So I'm sitting there, the beer's coming down. So I'm like, it's too late. Like, I got to drink it. So pretty much sand, everything in there.
Oh, just that sludge.
So the one turned into two, turned into three, and we killed like the 12-pack in the room. So everyone, and his one groomsman, he's real light complected, so his face is like a red. It's just red, like a tomato. He looked like a tomato. So I'm like, man, this dude looks trash. So we go out there, and I'm telling you, we got sunglasses on or whatever. We're standing out there. Erica comes out. We're all lined up, and she looks, and she has this scowl on her face. And I know by looking at him, she knows. So she's looking, and she's looking at me. I got my glasses on, and I'm closing my eyes. I'm like, damn, why am I closing my eyes? She can't see me through my glasses. But I knew, she knew it was me. I was a corporate behind all of it. I started it. So I'm just like, damn. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We made it through the wedding. They said I do everything else. So the groomsmen get together. I'm like, hey, man. And I said, hey, you ain't got a hair on your ass if we don't drop everything right now, run and jump in the ocean. And he said,
this was after the wedding.
After the wedding, they said, I do. And that's all she said. Like, to me, all she said was, hey, after we say I do, blah, 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 that's it. Do whatever. And she's pretty cool. So I'm like, hey, drop them and let's go jump in the ocean. And the one guy was like, screw it, I'll do it. And he's like naked? I was like, oh, probably not naked. I'm like, but we'll drop down to our underwear, And the one dude had whitey tighties on. That was what I'm like, bro, they still make those? So literally, I'm like, hey, on the count of three, we'll take our shirt off, take everything off, drop our pants, run and jump in the ocean. 1, 2, 3, dropped everything. We go to run out there. We're mid-stroke getting ready to jump into the ocean. And I hear, no! We're in there. Freaking, my ex comes up. She goes, y'all are out here rolling around in the waves like some damn whales. Erica and so-and-so hasn't even got their pictures yet. So they didn't even do their wedding pictures after they said I do. No. So she, to this day, she hates me. Oh. But it wasn't my fault. I didn't hold a gun to his head and say, let's do it. It was just spontaneous. It sounded like a good idea. And then the biggest, the most, I felt so bad because we had to walk, we dropped all of our clothes up by where all the guests and everything were. So we had to literally walk up from the ocean, no towel, no nothing. And that walk of shame, there's no walk of shame like that. I'm literally, my boxer briefs are sucked to my legs. The water was cold, if you know what I mean. So we're walking up. Oh, man. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, oh, and she's looking at me. She's like, I knew this was a bad idea. And I'm just like, damn, like I was in timeout. I was just trying to be fun.
You're just being a chill guy. You only live once, honestly, though. And those are the type of things that people, when it comes to like weddings and stuff, those are the things that people remember. So like for me, if I'm invited to a wedding and it says to so-and-so +1, I'm like, oh, I know exactly who I'm bringing to this wedding. And that would definitely be you because you're a good time. And anytime like you show up somewhere, people have a good time. I had this like idea recently that's what if you had this like service where you just had these groups of people, you could pick your packages, you can have 2 people, you can have, hire a wedding date, whatever, but you can have like a pair that like if you hire them to come to your wedding, you're guaranteed your guests are going to have a good time.
That's like an escort.
It's only a little more ethical. Like,
escorts are classy though. They just go. I don't think you really do anything with escorts, do you? I think you just. I mean, I guess you can. Depends on what package you get.
Exactly.
But they look classy. You know they got all their teeth too, so they're gonna show up looking good. So like, yeah, this is my girl. This is my girl. Or you can get 2 of them.
Exactly.
God, that's
But if you show up to that wedding, you're guaranteed. If we show up, you hire us. We show up. Your friends are going to have a good time. It's going to be a memorable wedding.
Like Wedding Crashers.
Yes, like Wedding Crashers. Only you're literally offering a service where if I know one thing, if we show up to someone's wedding, it's going to be a good ass time. Like, yeah. So I think that would be like, that's how weddings should be. That's how events should be, is when you have the right people there, just like when you have the right people in your circle. Yeah. Life is good.
I agree 100%. And you got to have those friends too. And that's, all of my friends, every single one. 5, 6, whatever I have. They say, hey, James, I need your honest opinion about something. They know when they said, I need your honest opinion, there's no filter. I'm going to tell you, my buddy was wanting to go to fire school, and he's 32 years old. He's like, hey, I'm thinking about going to fire school. What do you think about that? Honest opinion. I'm like, you're too fat. I'm like, dude, you're too fat. You're out of shape. You're not like, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying right now you can't do it. You need to, do this, do this, do this. And then I'll never tell my friend like you can't do something, because you can do anything you put your mind to, but just at that moment, hey, you're not prepared for it right now.
And I think it's something you should think about too. It's not something that you just wake up one day and be like, I'm going to go do this.
Right. Well, I think too, it's like he kind of wanted to do it. It's always something he's wanted to do, but now he's not 25 anymore. Now you blink and, 8-9 years later, you're like, dang, like if I would have did this to begin with, like where would I be right now?
I feel like you need friends like that, because I know even like with us, like there's been a couple times my mom has been like, don't make me call James, because I will. Like, to where that friend is going to hold you accountable, because I don't want friends that are just going to let me do whatever.
Right.
I want people to challenge me. I want people to like help me grow. So I want, when I'm on my bullshit, I want that friend to call me on my bullshit.
Well, and that's like my friend 1.0 and his wife. I love it because they've been married for 21, 22 years. And the fact that he comes to me and says, hey, James, let me run something by you. Give me your opinion on this. I'm like, dang, like, sometimes I don't give myself enough credit, because I'm like, man, like, I'm not really that smart, hands-on with shit. I'm really good. But it's like, I'm just a regular dude, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing magnificent about me. So the fact that he comes to me and goes, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm just like, dude, you've been married 21 years and you're asking me my advice? Like, who the hell am I? He's like, oh, but I know you're going to tell me if I'm wrong. And that's what I feel like when you're wrong, you're wrong. And it's not. And like I told you the other day, I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with having bad days or sad days. Everyone has them. But it's like, you just can't let that consume your life. And this one sad day turns into a week, 2 weeks, and now before you know it, a month later, you're sitting on the couch eating a gallon of Edie's ice cream. Just
true
like
story.
You know what I mean? And everything you work for the 2, 3, 4 months before that is just thrown away. And too, you work out for 3, 4 months to get just very minimal results, and then you can wreck all that shit in a weekend, literally. And I'm guilty of it. Boy, peanut butter cookies hate to see me coming. They tremble. I'm telling you what, especially if the fork marks, done. Oh, I'll probably sell a finger or something for good peanut butter cookies.
I always say, I'm like, I'd give my left ovary for a piece of that cake. Like, so dramatic.
You could probably sell that on a black market though and get quite a bit.
Hey. Hey.
I might know a guy.
And while they're there, they steal my kidney too. Like,
yeah. Yikes, how did that happen? You wake up like, what the hell?
It's not even 8:30.
Yeah. Filthy work.
Woo! Okay, I don't know where to go.
Okay.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Engine Talk. Drop a comment below, either tagging your best friend or drop a crazy story that you have that you want to share with us. And as always, if you have any topics or questions, you can send us a message or put it in the comments below. That was good.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Spontaneity.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneity is the action of being spontaneous.
Oh.
Spontaneity.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I was homeschooled.
Oh, okay. Shit. Jeez. All right.
So I am this way.
Damn, all right. Got me over here fucking like my third grade freaking education. Damn.